What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MKE MANIACI, and today we got What Culture Wrestling with WWE Royal Rumble 2023. 10 surprise entrants we could see, man. You know, this is the very reason why the Royal Rumble is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, because listen, it's the surprises. And especially under this new Triple H regime that we're in right now, this Triple H era right now, and the surprises we've been getting these last number of months. I saw a rumor yesterday that the reason they didn't keep Cody Rhodes as a surprise is because they got more surprises that they feel very, very confident in. So if they couldn't keep Cody Rhodes as a surprise because they so confident in other surprises, can you imagine who we might see in the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches, man? So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Let's get it.
To be the biggest surprise in the Royal Rumble. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about my mother. If I sat there and it went number 26, 3, 2, 1, and Leslie Murph started walking to the ring, be like, flub me sideways, why didn't she tell me? It is not going to happen, though, because she still thinks wrestling is called WWE. Do with that information what you will. But hello, my name is Simon Miller. Welcome to What Culture Wrestling. Please do subscribe. And that's right. Here's 10 wrestlers that could be a surprise in the 2023 Royal Rumble. Number 10, the Hurricane. This one's
kind of a given. You know, Hurricane's always a good nostalgia.
Could happen. And you want to know why? Because Gregory Helms already works backstage at WWE.
Yeah.
So you just have to get him in front of the curtain and push him out. His Hurricane gimmick is also one of my favorites because it's just so damn fun. And you know he's always going to get a reaction, especially because Helms understands the silliness of wrestling. So if you want to have him in the ring and he can just do something goofy, that's exactly what he'll do.
Now, my only issue, it'll be cool to see, you know, the Hurricane back in the ring. But my issue is the roster is so stacked. It's so beefed up between Raw, SmackDown, even NXT. You know, would that be a wasted spot that could have went to a Carmelo Hayes, that could have went to a Grayson Waller? Like, you know what I mean?
I know we did this in 2018 and we did it in 2021 as well, but that was 5 and 2 years ago respectively. And if you are looking around for somebody to try and fill up the 30 entrants, I think you should just do this one. I mean, every time you hear, stand back, there's a hurricane coming through, makes you feel all warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum. That's how I like to feel all the time. Number 9, Abyss. I mean, the big question is, why hasn't this happened already? I mean, much like Gregory Helms, Christopher Park, who is the man behind the mask, has worked backstage in WWE for a good few years now, and yet we have never seen his character on TV. And sure, you can argue that too much time has passed, so he would come out, and some fans would be like, well, I don't even understand who this is. But I know for a fact that a lot of geek wrestling fans are still tuning in. The reason I know that is because I'm one of them, and I would pop for Abyss.
Now, Abyss, like I said, this is something that should have happened a long time ago. Honestly, you know, I think this new era of fans, they probably aren't going to be familiar with who Abyss was. But I remember the time, man, back when Undertaker was full-time, and I'm like, man, if Abyss entered the Royal Rumble, if Abyss ever came to the WWE, like Abyss, other than AJ Styles, Abyss was really, it was AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and of course Sting, but other than them, Abyss was also one I was like, man, he gotta come to the WWE. I gotta see Undertaker versus Abyss. Or at least something with Mick Foley and Abyss, man. Like, Kane and Abyss.
Is because I'm one of them, and I would pop for Abyss. He doesn't even have to do anything significant, even though he does play the gimmick of a monster. If you want him to get in that ring and just fall on the floor and then go over the top rope, so be it. Now, that's just going to piss everybody off, because they'll be like, I can't believe they treated a TNA wrestler that way. But I just want to see him involved in some fashion, because I think he's great. Somehow, it is still a long shot, though. I don't get it. Number 8, Lana. So if recent interviews are anything to go by, Lana would really like to go back to WWE. Which is fine too, why wouldn't you? But every time she is chatting about World Wrestling Entertainment, she's all like, oh man, what a place to be. Every single wrestler wants to go there, including my husband Miro. That's when you're like, isn't he signed to AEW? This got really weird. Given that as of me talking though, only 4 women have been announced for the Women's Royal Rumble, you think we're probably going to have to send some invitations out to some. So why not bring back Lana? She was always very good in her role in WWE. comedy, not that Bobby Lashley stuff, but she probably would get a reaction too. I think it makes sense.
I feel like the women's Royal Rumble, I wouldn't be surprised if they, brought back some people like Lana, reached out to maybe Billie Kay, like, if they reached out, because honestly, the women's roster, if they included all of NXT, they could fill up the Royal Rumble. No doubt we're going to get Trish. We're probably going to get Lita. We're going to get probably Molly Holly, maybe Ivory. But yeah, they really got to fill it up. So, I mean, we might get some, some previous release wrestlers.
And much like others in this list as well, she doesn't have to do much of anything. Enjoy your entrance, get in there, go over the top rope, and then we'll never talk about it again. Or maybe we will. It's totally up to you. Number 7, Grayson Waller. WWE likes a certain type of heel. So if you are big, obnoxious, and can talk into a microphone, somebody backstage is going to go, well, we should give that guy a push. This is why Grayson Waller has been doing the rounds, but also he does have a lot of potential. And if you've seen him down on NXT, you kind of go, well, why don't we just call him up to the main roster now? He looks good to go. He's also so damn smug because he acts like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth and then he'll stab you in the back as soon as he can. And this is why I think he should be in the Royal Rumble. Now, I understand the debate. Why put an NXT guy in there if he's just going to get thrown out? Well, one, he could win. I'm still waiting for the unexpected Royal Rumble winner, which has never happened. But two, as long as he throws a couple of guys who have some significance out of there, I actually think it'd be a pretty good damn introduction.
Now, Grayson Waller, other than Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller is one of my favorite right now in NXT. The guy clearly is, he's also main roster ready, much like Carmelo Hayes. I mean, they even kind of tested it out a little bit last year with his thing that he had with AJ Styles. I do believe it might be time to call him up, though. He's reaching pretty much his peak in NXT. He's not going to defeat Braun Breaker at, Vengeance Day. So, why not throw him in a Royal Rumble match? Just to test him out, maybe call him up the night after, WrestleMania. This guy could definitely be a top heel.
Just remember, it doesn't have to be an everything or nothing. Like, imagine he was able to eliminate, I don't know, Elias. Elias has been on WWE main roster TV for years. I still think that would mean something. Hopefully it would help Grayson going forward. Number 6, Chelsea Green. I mean, I wouldn't even call this one much of a surprise. Because if we do believe the rumours, Chelsea Green has been back with WWE for ages. She has put pen to paper. And the only reason we haven't seen her on TV is because WWE is waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
And if that isn't at the Royal Rumble, well, when the hell is it? Now, Green did have a horrible time last time she was in WWE, mostly due to injuries. But ever since she got released, she went out there and she smashed it on the indies, she smashed it on TNA, and she reminded everyone, that's right, I know what I'm doing. Hopefully this has rebuilt her confidence as well, so when she is back on the main roster, finally she can get her due. And if you would like a bit more fuel for the fire, she closed her OnlyFans account recently, which does suggest she's going back to the Fed. Now, I hate myself, never called it the Fed. And no, she doesn't need to win the Rumble to have a good showing here. We just do what we always do. You use the Royal Rumble to spark a feud that culminates at WrestleMania. And given that we do have 2 nights in April, I'm pretty sure we can find a place for Chelsea Green. And here's the other thing too, I'm repeating myself, why can't she win? Why can't Chelsea Green win the Royal Rumble? I just mentioned it with Grayson Waller, but flup's sake, do it one day.
I would actually love for Chelsea Green to win the Rumble. Not even gonna lie, somebody that a lot of the just WWE fans probably wouldn't know who she was or probably wouldn't remember who she was, but she definitely has that star power about her. And I feel like she could definitely be, another woman to really carry or help carry the women's division. I wouldn't be completely against it.
Win the Royal Rumble. I just mentioned it with Grayson Waller, but flup's sake, do it one day. Number 5, Naomi. Now, if you do indeed watch a lot of my content, you shall be bored of me talking about this. And I get it, I do it a lot. But it really does tie into the obvious, because if Naomi isn't a surprise entry in the Royal Rumble, all of a sudden I'm going to start scratching my head and think to myself, well, we haven't seen her since May last year, maybe like Sasha Banks, who she did leave the company with. She's gone for good. I'm still going to lean on the side that she will return at this premium live event, although I do understand the flip side. Because if you have seen Mercedes Moné and all the attention she's getting and the money and the fact she's going to debut for New Japan, maybe you want a piece of that pie. We do have to remember that her husband Jimmy Uso is on the SmackDown crew, so she probably wants to be back with him. And do not forget she is really, really good. So should we give her a push? Yes. There's also this little nugget that the Women's Royal Rumble does need a bit more star power. So not only does Naomi give you that, but she also gives you one hell of a return. Number 4, X-Pac. Man, would I love this. Because while X-Pac has had a few injuries,
I wouldn't actually mind. I know some people might be against it, you know, oh, Tamina, but I wouldn't mind if Naomi came back and was put into the bloodline. Bloodline needs a female. But then again, how much longer is the bloodline going to last, you know, before they implode? I think they still got some time, but I wouldn't mind, you know, them putting Naomi into the bloodline, because I feel like Naomi by herself, yeah, it would be cool for the time being at the Royal Rumble, but I feel like she'll end up getting lost in the sauce again, you know. But put her in the bloodline, you know, she's a part of the bloodline by marriage, so, you know, it makes sense. So
Number 4, X-Pac. Man, would I love this. Because while X-Pac has had a few injuries he's had to get over the last few years, if you have seen him on an indie show, he is still so damn good. I tell you that Shaw Waltman is some kind of wrestling savant. This is why it's been kind of mad that all his WWE appearances recently have been limited to just turning up and saying hello, because if you put him in the ring, he can still go. So what I would really like is a surprise return at the Royal Rumble and a match at WrestleMania, so that when he does walk away next time, he can have a proper goodbye. Because do not forget, if it wasn't for X-Pac, wrestling in 2023 wouldn't be the same. And if you need proof of that, just go watch his match in the late 90s.
X-Pac was that guy.
The flubbing game. Number 3, the Road Dogg.
No.
So this ties back into what we've already talked about. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, works backstage at WWE. He's friends with Triple H. So if you need someone for, I don't know, number 14, why not just go with him? And I doubt he would do much in the ring. It would probably be some microphone work before he did get eliminated. But we've already mentioned Grayson Waller in this list. Why can't he be the guy to get rid of the New Age Outlaw? The only real shame is that the Road Dogg has been confirmed for Raw 30, which is only 1 week before the Royal Rumble. So it's not like you're going to be like, I can't believe I'm seeing him again, because you literally would have just seen him. So I suppose maybe on that Monday night, the DOGG may even announce that he is going into the Royal Rumble. That would be weird. WWE can be weird. And I kind of feel like this one only does happen if WWE are struggling to fill those 30 slots. But really, that shouldn't be the case at all. Number 2, Killian Dain. I tell you, I want this. Because when Big Damo was released from the WWE, it seemed like such a crazy decision because he ticks all the boxes. He's massive, he can talk, and I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad match. I mean, he could feud with all the top baby faces till the end of time. And the reason I think this may go down is because, of course, Triple H is now in charge.
I was going to say, I think we'll see Eric Young back instead of Killian. I feel like we may see Eric Young
down in
back.
NXT. Paul Levesque seemed quite dedicated to that. The game has also been going out of his way to bring a lot of these people back, and the rumor is that Nikki Cross may be going full Sanity soon. Eric Young apparently has also been rehired, so if you want to go get Killian Dain and you want to get Alexander Wolf, what a great way to keep this going than by putting at least one of them in the Royal Rumble. And trust me, the last time Sanity were on the main roster, they were not given their due at all. If you just give them some time,
I'm telling you.
Number 1, Kylie Ray. So a few weeks ago, I didn't think Kylie Ray would be on a list like this. And then we had that episode of Main Event. Because she appeared to take on Dana Brooke, and if it wasn't for all the madness when it came to wrestling in December 2022 with one Vince McMahon, this would have made a lot more headlines. Sadly, it just got lost in the shuffle. It was soon touted as Kylie's tryout match as well, and while at this point we don't know whether she did sign or she didn't, if you are looking for someone to put in the Royal Rumble that has fresh legs and is brand new to WWE,
that's the one.
She's looking at you in the face. Kylie's also done a great job wherever she has been in her career, and the only reason it stuttered a little bit is because she's had some personal issues. And fair play to her, she has been so open about these and gone out there to get help, because never forget, nothing is more important than your health and happiness. If Ray is ready to go now, though, I can think of worse calls, and I would certainly like this one to go down. I'm hoping she gets signed, and I'm hoping she's in the Rumble. Know of any other surprise entrants that could be in the 2023 Royal Rumble, which is just around the corner now? Make sure you do that in the comments below. And don't forget
WWE Royal Rumble 2023, 10 surprise entrants we could see. Who else could y'all think about that could possibly be in the Royal Rumble? I think he pretty much hit, you know, as many surprises we could get, man. You know, there's always the possibility of maybe The Rock. We could see Undertaker. We could see maybe Shawn Michaels. I mean, you never know. It's in San Antonio, but It's so much possibilities, man, and you know, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Link down below in the description for y'all to check this video out in its entirety with no interruptions. Y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me for more wrestling related content. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching MKE Maniaci. I'm out.